On today's episode of Pure Screen Gems podcast, it's time once again to step into the TARDIS with Ruby Sunday on a solo adventure as I give you my thoughts and spoiler-filled review of the 4th episode of the new season of Doctor Who entitled 73 Yards, starting right now. Well, hello, and welcome back to all my fellow Whovians and Nuvians to another review of Doctor Who Season 1. I can't believe that we're at the midway mark. It seems like we just started this season. So this episode, 73 Yards, was kind of weird, but also different in a way where this was Ruby's solo adventure where we hardly ever saw the Doctor. It was really nice to see a location shoot in Wales. I've always liked that part of the country. Now, I'm not used to seeing an episode without the Doctor, and I'm sure a lot of you felt the same way. But it did give Millie Gibson a chance to stretch and show us what she could do acting wise. And I think she really did a really good job stretching her dramatic role. I mean, for those of us who have never seen her act as other than this role, which we've seen so far more comedic than anything else, it showed me personally her range of what she could do. Now, I've never seen her act in Coronation Street, but I know that she can act in a dramatic role. The whole supernatural element was really well played in this episode. And the tension that, at least for me personally, was well placed in the sense that, when we watch an episode, it's never good or it's never fun to always feel that tension all the time. And a good example in this episode is the pub scene when Ruby comes in and you have all these patrons, the barmaid, or I should say the woman behind the bar, and they're all serious and she wants to pay, but she doesn't have any money and asks, "Can I pay with my phone?" And the other person says, "Your phone? How would you pay with your phone?" And she goes on with this explanation, and then they present her with the Interac machine. Of course you can pay with your phone. What do you think this is? The Dark Ages? I mean, so it was kind of like tension, big, and then release. And it was the same thing with the old woman talking to her about Mad Jack. And it was like this huge, tense moment. And the whole thing, and then this big bang at the door. And it's, oh my God, he's there. Oh my God. And then when she opens the door, what a sigh of relief. And it was a big joke. Anyways, it was really a real good moment. And a perfect example of tension, but also not to overplay it. So, as I said, this was a weird episode where I I didn't know what to think, or I didn't know where it was going. And I'm sure, like all of you, we were all wondering who was following her. Who the heck was following her at 73 yards all the time? And it was going on and on and on all through her life. And it was like this big mystery. And Ruby had this big weight on her shoulders because somehow she thought that whatever happened to the doctor, she felt that it was her fault. And she felt that she needed to do something to make it right. Even though it might not bring him back, she thought maybe if she somehow would atone for what happened, it just might make it right. Even after the doctor stepped accidentally on that fairy circle. This was almost like some kind of cause and effect kind of thing. As in, how many times has this happened? How many times did Ruby really have to go through this before young Ruby, well, spoiler alert, by the way, this is a spoiler-filled review, as if you didn't know, when we finally find out that at the end, the woman following her is Ruby 40 years later as an old woman. So that's why I'm wondering, how many times has Ruby gone through this? I mean, I remember that at the beginning of the episode, Ruby had said that she had been in Wales, I believe, twice, and at the end, she told the doctor that she had been there 3 times. But anyways, going through her life, not being able to keep a solid, long-lasting relationship where the other guy thinks that Ruby has someone else in her life, this secret person. Then when she realizes that it's 2046 and it's time for elections, she volunteers so she can get into the camp and try to avoid certain things to happen in history. Now this part I'm kind of mixed up because a lot of Doctor Who story try and not in history. Then again, this is the future history, so maybe this one is okay. This doesn't count really, but it should because it's still interference. It's still interfering with the natural order of things. What am I talking about? This is not Star Trek. This is Doctor Who. So, as you can see, I'm still new to the Whoniverse, and I still have this mindset in the Star Trek universe. So, you'll forgive me if I dabble in both universes. So, but the one unanswered question that was not answered is, what did Ruby tell people that got them so frightened that they just ran away, so scared? What was it that she said? It was never revealed. Now there's something that would be kind of nice to discuss, but we have no idea. If any of you have any ideas, any theories, jump down in the comments below and leave a comment on YouTube. It sure would be welcomed. I've got to say, this was not my favorite episode. So far, I'm still liking Doctor Who, but this episode, I don't know, it could have been better. We've still got 4 more to go. So until then, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this episode. And keep on time traveling with the Doctor. Bye bye.